Pathetic twisting tears your scar tissue. Okay, that's what we get. And if we do traction adjustments exercises perfectly, in general, I can take a 1 and get them to a 3 over a 3-month period. Typically can't get better than that. And here's the good news, 80% of my clients are thrilled when I get them from a 1 to a 3. Because a 10 is crazy overbuilt. You guys understand. A 10 means I can play football all day and crash as hard as I can into somebody else without injury. That's a 10. Football players do it all the time. Thousands of hits, and most of their joints are just fine. But a few of them get damaged because they push it, and then I make money later on the ones that they did damage. See what I'm saying? So our bodies, a 10 is ridiculously overbuilt. You literally have to do something stupid to injure your body. So if I can get you to a 3, most people are thrilled. They can do normal everyday activities. They can't, they can't box, but does that make sense? You guys are all with me on this? Okay, so that's the best we can do. And most of the time I just get them to a 2, but literally I doubled the strength of their low back. So now they can bend over. Now they can sleep because I got them to a 2. They're thrilled. That's high success. Yeah.
Marketers need to head out pretty soon, just so you know.
Okay, this is good review.
Okay.
So you guys just take off when you need to go.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing now. The reason the naturopaths and nurses are here is because when you add stem cells to the mix, this goes faster and better, and you can get them to a 4 or a 4.5. That's the whole point of stem cells. Stem cells are almost as good as the exercise, but I just don't ever want you guys to sit there and understand the priority or think stem cells are a cure-all. And it's synergistic. Stem cells work with, it's just like taking steroids. If you take steroids, you don't get big muscles. They allow you to work out better. The stem cells work better when you mix them. Stem cells can work all by themselves and do work by themselves and get you results by themselves. Yes, they do. But it's 3 times more effective to combine the 2 together. Same thing with PRP. PRP is, remember, stem cells regrow some of the tissue. PRP makes the scar tissue grow better, faster, and stronger. It's the opposite of ibuprofen. Okay? Any questions about that?
So I have a question. So you said like a football player is like a 10, and like they make like full contact.
No, an uninjured person is a 10. That's why little babies can fall down thousands of times without injuring themselves.
I see. So that's what I was gonna say is like a football player tears his ACL. I mean, from the day one he tears it, it's 1. But like they have every doctor, everybody helping him out to like get him back to the point. What does he get to?
Oh, great question. So if they do it perfectly, they do it in labs, in rats, and bunnies, and stuff like that. If you tear one ligament, and it's hard to tear one ligament because when you blow your ACL, it's called the unholy triad, right?
Yeah.
When you tear the ACL, you tear the medial meniscus, the medial collateral ligament, and the ACL. Now that changed all the rules because now you're not talking about a torn ACL, you're talking about a compound injury. Compound injuries don't heal. So in a lab setting, if you tear, cut, or damage a ligament and you heal it perfectly, the best doctors in the world, it gets up to 80% strength. They have never in a lab setting gotten a ligament stronger than 80%, okay? And so I had my ACL rebuilt. I did everything. I was faithful, strict, followed everything I possibly could. It's sloppy as hell. But it works. I haven't had problems with it since, but when I run, I'm scared. I am very aware of that knee as I'm running because when I'm running, it feels like it feels like it could just pop out at any second. It never does, but it feels like it and it's sore afterwards and it shouldn't be. Makes sense? Mm-hmm. And I went to the surgeon, I'm like, you told me you'd fix it so I could play basketball again. He's like, well, it's always gonna be sloppy. I'm like, that's not what you told me before the surgery. I would have done it anyway, but he goes, no, 80%. So that football player might get to 70 or 60% with a perfect ratio. And guess what? Once you blow your ACL, is it just as easy? The failure rate is just as high. And they never come back. Very rarely do they come back after a major injury. They're never quite the same. So, great question, by the way, okay?
Right, they can never go back to the original.